Hello dear students, welcome to the e-classes organized by Purnachandra Higher Secondary School, Raghunathpur, Balipada, Moyurbhanj. For more information about the college, you can contact the details provided below the screen. Thank you. So my dear students, in our previous video, we have discussed about refraction through a prism. Okay, what? Refraction through a prism. And we have derived what is the prism formula, that is mu equals to sin a plus dm whole divided by 2 divided by sin of a by 2. So this is the prism formula, and you know that in a prism, suppose this is a prism A, B, C, and when a ray of light incident at the point of P, then it is known as PQ, known as refracted ray, and QR is known as what? QR is known as emergent ray. And this, if I extend the angle, if I extend the direction of the incident ray and backtrace the emergent ray, then this is called the angle of deviation, that is delta. So this is delta, and this is known as angle of origin A. So what is delta? Delta is the angle of deviation. It means the direction between the incident ray and the emergent ray. The direction between incident ray and emergent ray is known as, there is a difference between them. So this difference is known as angle of deviation, or it is called as delta. Got my point? So in refraction, you all know that when I discuss about refraction through a prism, remember that I have taken a monochromatic light. Remember, monochromatic light. So what is monochromatic light? Monochromatic light means single color light, or I can say single wavelength light. It may be red, blue, green, yellow, but it should be single color light. So in order to discuss the refraction through a prism, I have taken monochromatic light. But my dear students, you in your daily life, sometimes in a rainy day, so that a beautiful thing appear in the sky, that is called smile in the sky. So what is smile in the sky? Smile in the sky is known as rainbow. Okay, so rainbow is known as smile in the sky. So why rainbow is formed? So when refraction is occurred through the water droplet, then 7 colors is formed in the sky. So this is known as rainbow. So in rainbow there are 7 colors, that is Vibgyor, that is V for violet, I for indigo, blue for B for blue, G for green, Y for yellow, O for orange, then R for red. Okay, so this is known as the 7 colors. So this process is also known as dispersion. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about dispersion of light. So what is dispersion of light? For dispersion of light, you must remember that you must take white light. Which light? White light. You must take white light. So you have to take white light in order to know the dispersion. White light is not monochromatic light, it is chromatic. It means it is consist of so many colors. Okay, so white light. So my dear students, suppose here is a prism, this is a prism. Suppose this is A, this is B, this is C. Okay, so name it as A, B, C. So A, B, C is known as a prism, or it is suppose a glass prism. So a white light is incident at this point, and a screen is placed here. But my point, a screen is placed on the other side of the refracting surface. So we found that there are 7 colors found on the screen. Okay, so these are, I am talking from the below: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So it is known as Vibgyor. So these are the 7 colors that are formed on the screen after refraction of white light in the prism. So this colors is known as spectrum of white light. What? Spectrum. Spectrum is consist of so many lights. So this is called as spectrum. So this process of breaking white light into 7 colors after refraction is known as dispersion of light. So I am going to write here the definition. So the definition of dispersion is what? The splitting of white light. Which light? Splitting of white light into its constituent colors after refraction through a refracting material is known as dispersion of light. Okay, what? Dispersion. But my point, the splitting up of white light into its constituent colors. Constituent means the small colors that it is organized with. Constituent. The individual color is known as constituent colors of after refraction through a refractive material. Here the refractive material is prism. So after refraction through the refractive material, it is divided into 7 colors. So this is known as dispersion. Okay. So this process is known as dispersion, and this is known as the 7 colors, and this is the spectrum of white light. So my dear students, you may think that why the 7 colors arises. Why the 7 colors appear in the screen, or I can say on the screen. So this process was first derived by Newton. Remember that. This dispersion is first found by Newton. What is my point? So why the 7 colors appear? So let's discuss why the 7 colors come into existence after refraction through a prism. So my dear students, I am asking you a question that you should find the answer yourself, that why white light after refraction through a glass slab does not divided into its constituent colors. It means after refraction through a glass slab, I have already discussed refraction through a glass slab. So you see there is no 7 colors, but here in the prism there is 7 colors. So my question is, why there is no 7 colors after refraction through a glass slab? So find the answer yourself. Otherwise, ask me on the comment box. I can give you the answer. So let's find why the white light divided into 7 colors. Let's discuss this thing. Okay, so now copy the definition. Why it breaks into 7 colors. So my dear students, in the preliminary stage of refraction that we are discussing about what is refraction, what is refractive index, I have already told you that the ray of light bends more in more denser medium. Okay, suppose if I consider air, water and glass, the refractive index of air is less than water, is less than glass. It means light will bend more in glass, because in denser medium ray of light deviates more and it comes more close towards the normal. So if the density increases, the bending also increases. So my dear students, now look, suppose try to understand why there are 7 colors. Okay, so here is the white light. Okay, so here is the white light. So this at this point P, I can draw a normal like this. So this is 90 degree and this angle is called as what? I. Try to understand these things, why 7 colors appear. So this is I. So now I am doing the formula for violet and red. I am taking the two extreme colors. That is one end color and one starting color. That is violet and red. You can take for every color. So after refraction, it will be the violet color and it will be the red color. Got my point? So after refraction, this is violet, this is red color. Try to understand these things. So my dear students, the direction of the incident light is like this. Okay, so this is the angle of incidence, and if I draw this, so this is the angle of deviation for red color. This is the red color and this is the direction of incident ray. So the angle is delta R. That is delta R, deviation for red color. Now look that this is the angle of deviation for violet color. Delta V, this is delta R. Delta V is for deviation for violet. Delta R is deviation for red color. Got my point? So now this is the angle of incidence I. This I is same for both red and violet because this I is not changing. But delta R and delta V are different. Why? So my student, now look that this is normal and this is red color. This is red and this is violet. Red, violet. So this is the angle of refraction for red color. That is refraction for red color. R of R means angle of refraction for red color, and this is the angle of R of V. It means angle of refraction for violet color. Got my point? Now it is clear from the figure that R of R, it means angle of refraction for red color is more than angle of refraction for violet color. You can see this in this figure. Look that the angle of refraction for red color is more than the angle of refraction for violet color. So now what is Snell's law? Snell's law is sin I upon sin R equals to mu. Suppose the refractive index of the glass is mu. Okay. So now let's find the mu of the mu, it means refractive index of glass for red color. Okay. So mu equals to what? Sin I upon sin of R of R. I am finding it for which color? Red color. Got my point? Mu for which color? Red color. So mu of R equals to sin I is same for both red and violet, equals to divided by sin R of R. So similarly you can write it for violet color. So it will be mu of V equals to sin of I divided by sin of V upon R of V, angle of refraction for violet color, R of V, sin I divided by sin R of V. So what have I do that this is the angle of refraction for red color, this is for violet color. Now I am writing the Snell's formula for red here and here for violet. So here the refraction angle for violet, here the refraction angle for red color. So suppose let suppose sin I equals to 4, but sin I equals to 4. Let, this is an example, sin I equals to 4, and from the figure you find that R of R is greater than R of V. It means angle of refraction for red is more than angle of refraction for violet color. Suppose sin R of R equals to 3 and sin R of V equals to 2. Got my point? So here I have written sin I, the sin I is the same for both red and violet. Sin I equals to how much? 4. Suppose sin R of R equals to 3 and sin R of V equals to 2. Because R of R is greater than RV, so sin of R will be mostly greater than sin R of V. So here is the values. So now put these values. Sin I equals to 4 upon, this is 3, so it will be 4 upon 2. So this value will be 2 and it will be 1.33. Got my point? So mu of R. So I found what? For R of R greater than R of V, the mu of R is less than mu of V. because angle of refraction is more for red color, so that the refractive index of red color is less than that of violet color. So violet color has more refractive index than red color, because here red color has 1.33 as refractive index, but for violet color this is 2. So mu of V is greater than mu of R. What my point? Mu of V is greater than mu of R. So the refractive index is more for violet and less for red color. So I have told that if the refractive index increases, the bending or deviation will increases, so that the violet have more refractive index than red, so violet will deviate more than that of red color. This is why the 7 colors have 7 types of angle of refraction. These are 2 colors. For 2 colors there are 2 type of refractive index. For 7 colors there will be 7 type of angle of refraction and 7 type of refractive index. Okay. So for the 7 type of refractive index, the deviation is different and different. So what we found? The glass prism, the partial behavior, what? The partial behavior of the glass prism. What? The partial behavior of the glass prism. So what is the partial behavior? Partial means the same thing for red color is less, the same thing having refractive index more for violet. Okay, so this is the partial behavior. It means the same thing. When red light goes through it, it will deviate less, but when violet goes, it will deviate more. So this is called a partial behavior. So due to the partial behavior, the refractive index for every color is different. Okay, note down these things. For the partial behavior of the prism, the prism have different types of refractive index refractive index for different colors. What my point? For different colors. What my point? So for 7 colors there is 7 types of angle of refraction, hence 7 type of deviation. So final conclusion I can be write here. Why dispersion occurs? Because remember the thing, R of red color, it means angle of refraction for red is more than angle of refraction for what? Orange is more than angle of refraction for white, is more than green, is more than blue, is more than indigo, more than violet. Because angle of refraction is more for which color? Red color, and least is for violet color. If this angle of refraction have 7 different values, then refractive index of R is less than refractive index of orange, less than yellow, less than green, less than blue, less than indigo, less than violet. Got my point? Due to the different angle of refraction, the refractive index is different. So what we found? We found that delta of red is less than delta of orange, less than delta of Y, less than delta of G, less than delta of B, less than delta of I, less than delta of B. It means the angle of refraction for red is more, but the angle of refraction for violet is least. But the refractive index for red color is less, but for violet it is maximum. Hence, the angle of deviation for red color is less, angle of deviation for violet is more. Angle of deviation is more means which light deviates more from the incident ray. The light violet deviates more, so it has violet has more angle of deviation, more refractive index, less angle of refraction. So this is the summary of the total discussion. So remember these things. This is angle of refraction, this is refractive index, this is angle of deviation. Here the respective colors are written in the subscript. Okay, indigo, violet, green, yellow, orange, red. These are the things. So this is the basic cause of dispersion, or I can say splitting of white light into 7 colors. So if the 7 colors are if the white light break into 7 colors, if I get all the 7 lights together, then they will mix to give white light. It means if I add all these colors, then it will give which color of light? I don't know. But you know that this will be white. So how can you know it will be white? After combination of all the colors, it will give white. So this was given by and demonstrated by Newton and known as Newton's classical experiment. Okay? So let's discuss about Newton's classical experiment. Newton's classical experiment. Okay. So what is Newton's classical experiment? So now he took 2 glass prism. Okay. How many glass prism? 2 glass prism having same refractive index, and angle of prism. Okay. This is the instrument you need to verify the Newton classical experiment. 2 glass prism having same refractive index and having same angle of prism. So one is like this, placed like this, and another one is placed upside down. Okay, what? Upside down, like this. Got my point? So now, if white light, here I have incident, white light, then 7 colors will be formed. Okay, suppose this is red and this is violet, and in between them there are other 5 colors. What we found, here I placed a screen. Okay, what? I have placed a screen here. So we found that these colors after refraction give white light. Give what? White light. I found a white light on the screen. So here look that the first prism, that is prism number 1, divided the white light into 7 colors, and the other prism having same refractive index and same angle of prism. This angle is same. For that, invert all the colors and combine it to form a white light. So it is white light. So if you clearly want to see these things, remember glass law. This is a glass law. If I cut it diagonally, then it will look like what? Then it will look like this into 2 prism. If a glass slab is cut, then it will be 2 prism. 1, 2. It is that second prism is upside down with respect to prism 1. So this is the condition. If you combine these 2 prisms, it will form a glass slab. And we know in a glass slab there is no formation of 7 colors, because the direction of the incident ray is the same as that of angle of I can say emergent ray. In glass slab, the incident ray and the emergent ray have same direction. So there is, and they are parallel to each other also. That's why there is no formation of 7 colors, because they have two parallel refracting surface. In glass lab, there are two parallel refracting surfaces. So there is no formation of seven colors. But here in prism, the two sides are not parallel. That's why seven colors are formed. And if you combine these things, then this light and this light will be parallel, because these two prism will behave like a combination. If I combine the two prism, it will form like a glass slab, and similarly you can find white light. So telling me that if white light is formed by seven colors, so in naked eye, if the light coming from the sun, why I am not able to see the seven colors light? Because the ray of light are every color light are parallel to each other, or I can say they are paraxial to each other. Okay, every color light is parallel to each other and they are very close to each other. That's why they are coming like this, and I cannot, all the light coming the same time to my eye, hence I cannot see the seven colors. If I want to diverge every color light, then I have to use the prism. So after deviation through prism, this will be the condition. I can see the seven colors. That's why you in your naked eye cannot see the seven colors in the light that is coming from the sun. If you use a prism, then you can find the seven colors. Got my point? So this is the basic condition of basic discussion and concept of dispersion of light. Now discuss the two small concepts, that is what is angular dispersion and dispersive power. Okay. At angular dispersion. Okay, angular dispersion. So what is angular dispersion? So if this is a prism and this is a white light, after refraction it will be red and it will be violet. Okay, so if the eye extend the angle, so this will be deviation for red color and this will be deviation for violet color. You can take other colors also, but I am taking the extreme colors, red and violet. So this is delta R and this is delta V, and you know that delta V is greater than delta R, because delta V is violet deviates more. So delta V is greater than delta R. So if I subtract these two angles, that is, if I subtract delta R from delta V, then an angle will be there, because if delta V is 60 degree, delta R is 30 degree. If I subtract them each other, then an angle is given, that is what? 30 degree. 60 minus 30 will be 30 degree. So this theta, okay, so this theta is known as angular dispersion. So what is the definition for angular dispersion? So here I am writing the difference between two angle of deviations. The difference between two angle of deviations for two colors, or a pair of colors, is known as angular dispersion. Okay, but angular dispersion. Angular dispersion is found for any two color. Remember that, not for a single color or for three colors. It is found for two colors. You can take blue, green, indigo, orange. So what is the case may be? but it will be a pair of colors. So here I have write for theta is angular dispersion for violet and red color. Remember, theta is angular dispersion for red and violet. You can take so many colors, that is indigo, red, then delta I minus delta R. So here is the case. So you know that if when I discuss about prism, then a formula was found, delta equals to mu minus 1 whole into A. Okay, this is the formula. In prism formula you have find delta equals to mu minus 1 whole into A. So if I write it for red color, then it will be what? Delta R equals to mu of R minus 1 whole into A. And if I write for violet color, mu v delta v equals to mu v minus 1 whole into A. Now put this in equation. So it will be theta equals to delta v is what? Mu v A minus A. Now multiply A into this minus mu R of A plus of A. So plus A minus A. So it remains with, if I take A as common, mu v minus mu R whole into A. So this is angular dispersion for red and violet. So you can find for any other colors also. If there is indigo, there is red, blue, red. So it is up to you which color you are taking. So theta equals to what? Mu v minus mu R whole into A. Got my point? So this is angular dispersion for violet and red color. Remember, theta equals to mu v minus mu R whole into A. Remember the formula. So now the 7 colors have 7 different type of for the 7 colors the prism has 7 type of refractive index. It means for red there is a refractive index for red, for violet there is different, for green, blue, indigo, orange, everything, for every color the prism has different refractive index. But the extreme color are what? If a prism is there and this is red color and this is violet color, so for red color the refractive index is mu R, and for violet color the refractive index is mu V. So in laboratory what we found, if we take the mean of the two colors, okay, the mean of the two colors, that is mu R plus mu V, mean means divided by 2, we found what? It is given the refractive index of yellow color. But my point, remember these things, refractive index of yellow color. If you take the mean of two extreme colors, that is red and violet, if you take the mean of the refractive index of the extreme colors, then you will find yellow, the refractive index of yellow light. But my point, so it is found in laboratory. So yellow color is known as mean light. Which light? Yellow is known as mean light. But yellow is known as mean light. Remember these things? So note down these things. The refractive index, if we take the mean of the refractive index for red color and violet color, then the refractive index of yellow color is found. So yellow color is known as mean light. So this is angular dispersion. Remember that. Now the final topic, that is dispersive power. Okay, what? Dispersive power. So you will know about what is power. The ability of the material to bend light is known as power. So here the ability of the material to disperse the light is known as dispersive power. But my point, so what is dispersive power? Dispersive power. It means what? The ability of the material to disperse the light. is known as dispersive power. So it is the ratio between, remember it's a formula, it is the ratio between the angular dispersion for any two color, for a pair of color, for a pair of colors, and to the deviation by mean light. To the deviation by mean light. So what it means? Remember that as this angular dispersion is found for two colors or a pair of colors, dispersive power is also found for a pair of colors. Remember this thing. Pair of color, where pair of color, violet red, indigo red, yellow green. So for any two colors. So it is the ratio between the angular dispersion of a pair of colors and to the deviation by mean light. Mean light is what? Yellow light. So if I take red and violet, so what will be the dispersive power? Dispersive power is denoted by a symbol that is omega. What? It is omega. O-M-E-G-A. Omega. So omega is what? Omega equals to angular dispersion to the deviation by mean light. Angular dispersion for violet and red is what? Mu v minus mu r whole into a divided by deviation by mean light. So deviation is delta, mean light is yellow. So delta y. Got my point? So this is the formula for dispersive power for red and violet. Okay, for red and violet. So now solve this. Mu v minus mu r whole into a divided by delta y. Similarly, you have found for delta v, delta r, so you can find for delta y. So it is, the formula is delta equals to mu minus 1 whole into a. So if I write for yellow color, then it will be mu y minus 1 whole into a. A will cancel out each other. So omega equals to what? Mu v minus mu r whole into mu of yellow minus 1. So in your book there is simply mu. Y is not there. It is true. Okay. You can write y or you cannot take or write y because y is known as mean light. Simply you can write as mu. So this is dispersive power for a pair of colors. Remember that this may be angular dispersion or may be dispersive power also for any pair of colors. Suppose I am taking indigo and green. Okay, indigo and green. Then omega will be what? Omega equals to mu of indigo minus mu of green divided by mu of y minus 1. So n for any two colors you can write the formula. So in our today discussion we have discussed what is dispersion, cause of dispersion, and Newton's classical experiment, angular dispersion for any two colors, and dispersive power for any two colors. And my dear students, note a question that I have asked previously. Note a question in your notebook that why 7 colors are not found when light refracted through a glass slab. Remember why there is no formation of 7 colors after refraction of light through a rectangular glass slab. This is the question for you. Okay, try to answer the question. I have already discussed the answer. So for any kind of doubt, ask me on the comment box. Thank you.